welcome to this space, Julie Chávez Rodríguez. Welcome to Philadelphia in a couple of days and in this media, Impact to Media.
Pues, muchísimas gracias, Perla. Es un honor para mí hablar con usted, especialmente porque el voto latino es bien importante para nuestra campaña. And I appreciate you being able to, or willing to do the interview in English, because while I have a decent Spanish accent, I do, struggle sometimes with the language. But, what we've seen in terms of our campaign is a tremendous amount of excitement and enthusiasm. And while we are excited to see it, we are not taking anything for granted this election. We know that there is still important and hard work that we need to do to reach our Latino voters, which is why I was so excited to be able to join you today on Labor Day, to continue to really, talk about the important work that the Vice President has done, that the Biden-Harris administration has done for working Latinos, for working families, in addition to really, what her vision is for the future to continue to make sure Latinos are able to, as she often says, not just thrive, but to really be able to get ahead. And, so we're excited to continue to just stay focused, make sure we are, out canvassing. We actually have campaign offices in the Lehigh Valley, in communities like Allentown and Reading and Hazleton, where we know we have a really strong Latino presence, and finding opportunities to connect with them both in Spanish, in English, in Spanglish, as we reach our younger Latino audiences as well.
Exactly. You actually met Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, since a while. You both are from California. Do you expect all this enthusiasm and all this excitement and all this movement that she's creating, actually?
I did expect it. I had the opportunity of working with Vice President Harris as her state director in California. And I remember the first big rally that we did when she was senator. It was around protecting the Affordable Care Act. It was Martin Luther King Jr. And we had over 700 people just show up to make sure that they were making their voices heard in defense of, healthcare being a right, not a privilege. And so from day one of me being able to work with her, I saw that, once people had a chance to, I think, really see her vision, to understand who she's fighting for when she's in the halls of power, that they will be as energized as we've seen, throughout our battleground states and throughout the country, in these big rallies and these gatherings, that sense of that she's one of us, that she is fighting for us, and that she is focused on the issues that matter most to us, like having affordable healthcare, like having affordable rent and housing, like being able to have a good paying job, and access to quality education. Those are things that she has stood for throughout her career, whether it's Attorney General of California, as State Senator of California, and now as Vice President. And so we're really excited that we get to continue to, make sure that voters know, again, who she's fighting for and what her vision for the future is. And that's in stark contrast to, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, who, if we just look at their track record in Pennsylvania alone, during Donald Trump's administration, he lost, I think it's around 245,000 jobs just in the state. That has a real critical impact on Latinos and on their families.
Yes. Actually, President Clinton shares some statistics, like how many works in Democrats administrations was created, and the difference is very incredible.
Yeah, it is night and day when you look at really under which administrations we've seen significant job growth and we've seen significant economic opportunity. it's why the vice president has really coined, the work that she's doing around the opportunity economy, because that's what she wants to continue to ensure that, everyone, again, has the chance to not just get by, but to really get ahead.
Julie, talking about these incredible people who are now doing a lot of things for the Hispanic community. This is the most diverse cabinet that never being in the White House. You are there. You actually was working closely with Obama administration, and you now work with Biden administration, and you was a director of both campaigns, Biden and now Kamala. And what do you think President Biden choose you and Kamala Harris keep you?
Yeah. Well, it's a great question. I mean, I think for me, folks that know me and have seen me throughout my career know that hard work is something that I am very focused on, and that I will, continue to just really make sure that I am drilling down on. There's no substitute for hard work. And, I'm an organizer by training. And so as I came in to lead first President Biden's campaign, I made sure we were building an organization in all of the states, including Pennsylvania, that was focused on making sure we had the, organizers and the important infrastructure to reach all of our voters. Because we know that, especially when it comes to Latino voters, many of them lead busy lives. They're, maybe juggling taking care of their parents while, needing to take care of children at home, and working one or maybe two jobs to make ends meet. And so it's really important for us that we are doing our part to meet voters where they are, that we have the campaign infrastructure with bilingual organizers to be able to go and to knock on our community's doors, and to make sure that they are, really talking about the issues that matter most, and reminding voters that they have a choice in this election, and they have tremendous, tremendous power, and they need to use that power and get out and vote.
You are well known as the granddaughter of labor rights activist icon. Is actually, or one of our writers was friend of your grandpa, but your father, Arturo Rodriguez, was also a activist like you. What do you, and you was very inspired of the legendary Dolores Huerta. And why do you think currently we are not enough Latinos fighting for their own rights? And why are many of them supporting a candidate who has been so aggressive toward the immigrant community, especially with Hispanics?
Well, for me, I feel so honored that I had a master class in organizing, being raised by, my grandfather, of course, as you mentioned, my father, but also my mother, Linda, who was an incredible, organizer in her own right. And of course, the legendary Dolores Huerta, who has endorsed the vice president, and just actually today released an op-ed talking about the important role that the vice president has played in supporting all workers, especially Latino workers. And so, that having a front seat to that level of organizing and, opportunity, it really brings, I think, kind of the energy that we need into this campaign, because we do have a ton, and this, I'm sure through your work, a lot of local leaders, whether they're leaders in their communities, whether they're leaders in their churches, whether they're leaders within their, campus organizations or within their parent organizations. And that's what our campaign is really focused on, is tapping into that Latino leadership there locally, in Philadelphia, in, the surrounding areas, as I mentioned, because we know that those Latino leaders have tremendous influence over the communities that they work in. And at a time where there's a lot of misinformation and disinformation being targeted at our communities, we need those trusted leaders, those trusted validators, to be working hand in hand with us to make sure that we are building that trust with the community. We only have, I think we're now about 64, 65 days left in this campaign. So every day, every minute matters. And, being able to work in partnership with people, Latinos from the community, from there in Philadelphia that are trusted. We couldn't think of a better way to reach our voters in this moment. And so we're excited. Later this week, we'll have, a gathering of Latino faith leaders and business leaders there in Philadelphia on Wednesday afternoon that we'll be gathering. And then over the weekend, even more activity, especially as we get into, kind of the surrounding areas, as I mentioned, where we're seeing a lot of Latino growth. So we're excited to continue to just do the hard work that we know we need to do to win.
Okay. I don't know if do you want to share something else that I didn't ask you? What are the policies or initiatives that you are more excited?
Yeah, well, I would say, one, the vice president has a tremendous track record on the work that she has done to ensure Puerto Rico has received the kind of support, recovery funding that it deserved following Hurricane Maria that Trump and his administration had denied people in Puerto Rico. In addition to ongoing efforts through the American Rescue Plan, initially to the bipartisan infrastructure law. So much, literally billions of dollars are being invested in Puerto Rico right now to rebuild schools and hospitals, to modernize the electrical grid. And all of that has come about because of Vice President Harris's leadership and President Biden's leadership of truly understanding our responsibility and the important relationship that we have with Puerto Rico and with the community. And so I'm excited to, continue to build those efforts to focus on small business, on entrepreneurship, on creating that opportunity economy across the country, there in Philadelphia, and also in Puerto Rico, because we have seen tremendous success, but there's still a lot more work to do.
Thank you so much, Julie, and have a nice, I hope you can eat some cheesesteak in a right place.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, Perla, and we look forward to working together over the next several weeks.
Absolutely.